Finders Keepers is a documentary that I've had on my watch list for the longest while. Finally crossed it off because there was one thing holding me back. I knew the premise and I was wondering how that would sustain a full movie, a feature length, because after the first 10 minutes I would imagine you'd get the gist of it and that would be that. The basic premise is all about a storage locker. This guy had one, he lapsed on paying the payments, somebody got to bid on it and this other character bought it. So Shannon is the man that buys this storage locker, hauls everything out of it, gets it home, has a smoker there, kind of like a barbecue type of thing, opens it up to discover a human left foot. He contacts the authorities and gets his name in the papers because, well, it's a strange, weird find. Then we have John, the person that owned the storage locker, reappear on the scene and demand the foot back because it was his. It was amputated after an accident in a small plane craft. So you kind of have these two guys bickering over who actually owns the leg, the person that bought it or the person that had it for most of his life. And it's funny and kind of, laugh out loud and just silly and strange, and you get this within the first 10 minutes of the movie. And you're like, okay, I get it, but how is this going to play out? And it plays out in such a fascinating way because before you realise it, you're into these two characters of John and Shannon and how this event kind of kick-started a period of their life. For Shannon, it was one where he was thrust into the limelight, was given an opportunity to make money off of it, and it ultimately had a detrimental effect on his life. And then we have John, who was at a low, partially because of this accident, partially because of what happens during the accident, how it affects his life, and how he uses a situation to enable a habit that he has, but ultimately it betters his life. You get lots of things touching it throughout it. You get the basic dichotomy between these two characters. We have John, who is a drug user at one point, who has some deep-seated emotional problems that has affected him. There's relationship dramas within his family. There is situational living of what he's doing to himself, how he's affecting other people, and that's the real sort of heart of the story. Every time we kind of move back to Shannon, it feels almost a bit like a sideshow. He's constantly drumming up business, calling himself the footman, trying to get websites going and trying to make money off this. His relationship, how it started, and then you start to see it creep in, and how he so desperately wants fame and desperately wants the attention that this gives him. But even though it's a flash in the pan story, it's not sustainable, but he is hoping that it's going to keep him in the limelight, and that's something that's ultimately demoralising for that character. This turns into, or it goes from a really funny situation to a sort of character study of these two people, these two similarly set people who have different paths, different obsessions, and how it kind of consumes or enriches their life ultimately when they decide to let go of things or they decide to hang on to things too long. And I found it deeply rewarding at the end of it. It's silly to start off with, but then it slowly drags you into the core of these two men and gives you some real insight into them. I found Finders Keepers to be really entertaining. It does have those great moments of levity where it's just funny, but it has these deep emotional resonant moments as well where you discover the truth of a person, which I found was absolutely wonderful. Highly recommended if you can find it on streaming services. Check it out. Finders Keepers, great movie. If you've seen it, let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.